What up? This topic is, changing the world, our examples, and parenting. When if I use the word we, I'm not saying everyone. I'm just using it in general. Just using it in general. But I believe, we accept mediocrity. I believe we accept sin. I believe we accept flaws. I'm not gonna even say accept it. I'm gonna say we okay it. Like it's okay, and we don't specify that it's not okay, or we don't show that it's not okay. I think as a parent, the most important thing to me as a parent is your example. That's the most important thing to me as a parent is your example. I don't believe a person can be like, okay, I'll give you an example. I don't believe that if I was married and I was unfaithful to my wife, I was committing adultery, I don't believe I would be a good parent. That's not being a good parent to me. And a lot of times, people can say, oh, that doesn't have nothing to do with being a parent, but it does. Like it really does. And I think a lot of people think that being a parent is all about the money that you invest into your kids and, or if you take them to the park or, to the movies or something. I don't believe that. I believe being a good parent is I'm not even going to say being a good parent, but just, your example to your kids mean way more than anything you can buy them. It just does. It means a lot, man. Like, and we're so thinking that parenting is about money, and it's really not. It's not all about money. Yes, you have to have money but it's not all about money, man. It's more important to set a great example for your kids. Trust me. I just never. One thing I've never understood about parents is how they they're spiteful or they're mad because of what they went through as a child, and they kids and go, oh, you didn't go through this. We had to go through this. And I just never understood that. You should want your kids to have more than you. You should want them to have better than what you had, or you should want them to have an easier, as far as I want to say easier life. I think it's okay to tell those stories. Man, when we was younger, we had to do this, and your kids gonna be like, oh, I didn't know, Dad. It was hard. Yeah, it was hard, but you should want that. You people, oh, you got these phones, they computers and stuff. That's good. Like, technology is advancing. That's good. Yeah. Or anything, man. Like, so well, kids these days, they never that's fine, they experience. That's just like if you have people who was abused, or people who were slaves, and they come down here and say, you didn't go through what I went through. You're gonna be like, I mean, why are you saying that to me? Because you shouldn't be saying that. Because what did they do? They helped it get better. And that's what we're supposed to do, man. I don't think we're advancing the world, man. I think we're accepting mediocrity. And I think our examples to our kids, man, is showing them that. Like, I think a lot of times we show kids that sin is it's okay. I mean, just like if you're watching a movie, what's the first thing? If you're watching a love story, what's one of the first signals to show that two people like each other or love each other? Or what they like to show that they love each other? It's going to be a kiss. And most of the time, that kiss is going to lead to a sex scene in the most movies that I've seen. And it's like, we're instilling them that, yeah, it's okay to do that when you love somebody or when you think you love somebody. No, man, like, we instill that into them. Like, we are okay with having sex before marriage. It's nothing wrong with that. And like we don't instill value in sex at all. A lot of people, even grown-ups, they don't think sex is a big deal. They just be like, oh, they just had sex. A lot of people, they don't view it as a big deal, and it's just a bad example to our children, man. And that's why, we have so many. I don't think people realize how powerful that is. Like, that's a big thing. I remember years ago, BET had the Wrap It Up commercials. They was like, wrap it up, and celebrities coming out. Man, it's a great movement. This is a great movement, And I'm thinking to myself, it's really not. It's really not, because we're teaching them that sex is okay. Just put a condom on, and they was just teaching it like some of the commercials they had was just like, we just met tonight at the club, but I got a condom. Like it's like, man, like, what are we teaching them here? Like, and now in our world now, it's like we teach people put on a condom because you don't want to have kids. But now, if you do get pregnant, we got abortion. I think, especially in America, man. I can't really speak for too many other countries. I haven't been in another country. But especially in America, we always try to find a way out of stuff. Everything we do, we don't never want to take responsibility for nothing. Everybody wants to find a way out of stuff. That's what we teach. Let's find a way out of it. I mean, a lot of times you have people that say stuff like, my past don't matter. What I did in my past don't matter. Instead of saying, in the past I did, some things that I shouldn't have did, and, I'm repenting to God and, getting myself right. We like to be spiteful and get mad and all my past don't matter. I mean, are you trying to fix it? Are you trying to, did you do that back then because you always felt like you had room? Or you had a lot of years to live? Was that your example in life? Because a lot of times our example in life is what? When you're young, have fun. And that's what we don't understand is we promote fun as sin. If somebody ain't sinning, they boring. That's what we promote. Are you boring? You ain't sinning. What's wrong with you? And I don't get that. I don't get that. But we promote that, man. Like, and that's bad. I always think America look for a way out. Just like, I mean, if it's another thing, I think this is a huge example, man, when it comes to I'm gonna go come back to that one. Parents, answer me a question. If you do something, but you don't want your child to do it, what does that mean? If you come out and say a word, cuss word or whatever, and they say it right after you or down the line somewhere at the store, whatever, and you say, don't say that. Why not? Is it wrong? Or don't say it because they're a child? Because we're so under the impression that when you're a child, you do what you're told to do. When you're a child, you do what you're told to do. When you get grown, you do what you want to do. You ain't got to answer to nobody. But you do. You have to answer to God. And what we don't realize is he's the parent of all of us. But we like to slap him in the face. We slap God in the face, whatever. You ain't gonna do nothing about it. You giving us free will. You ain't gonna do nothing about it no way. So I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I think we don't understand that even before you was an adult, as a child, you still have to answer to God. And when you're an adult, you still have to answer to him as well. We don't understand that, yeah, you still are under somebody. You're not running nothing. But we think we are. A lot of times we think, I can do what I want to do. I'm grown. Okay. But, we don't instill rules. We don't instill like certain things. When you become an adult, we instill that when you're an adult, you do what you want to do. And that's not true. I mean, a lot of times parents, they'll tell their kids, don't do this when you get grown, but you're doing it in front of them. So you're gonna make them think, I'm just gonna tell my kids that, or it's not that bad, My parents are doing it. Because I don't think people realize, man, that parents, like as the parents, man, you are a big example to them. Like huge. And I mean, I'm a firm believer you are a huge example to them. You know, you have people, you have parents out here who they praise celebrities. You know, they praise other people's relationships. They praise pastors. You'd be like, man, like you you supposed to lead your kids, and now your kids gonna grow up. They're gonna praise celebrities. This is that. Look up to them. It's okay to acknowledge that somebody has a talent. That's fine. But just because they have a talent does not mean that they're the greatest person in the world, or that they're a certain way, or that you should praise them, or you shouldn't worship anybody. They have a talent. That's good. I like people with certain talent. That's fine. And I don't think we realize that praising these. I'm not a person to believe that music or movies or anything, because I do firmly feel like no matter what you're taught when you're a kid, when you get grown, that all goes out the window. Because when you're an adult, you have no excuses. I know I'm making this video saying our examples mean a lot. And the reason me saying this is because a lot of people, everyone is capable of doing it. Everyone can do it. But a lot of people, they don't know how to do the right thing. They just know how to follow the pack. And a lot of times people don't know how to do, different than everybody else, or, be like, this is the right thing to do, so I'm going to do it. They don't know how to say, no, I'm not going to do that, man. A lot of people, they know how to, when I say they don't know how to do it, I'm not saying they don't. They really do. Some people, I would say they're not strong enough, but because it's just a decision. But, it's sad that we need to be examples, but we need to be examples. But you should want to be the example, you should want to be the example, I mean, a lot of times, like I was saying, when a lot of people, when they get grown, man, they feel like I don't answer to nobody. But you know what I mean? Like I said, and I mean, it's easy to say you don't answer to nobody because a lot of people don't think physically God is here, but really He is, because He's in all of us. So when you look into the eyes of a human being, He's there. We don't realize it, but He's there. But because He's not making you do anything, He's giving you free will. He's not disciplining you in this life. He's going to discipline you in the afterlife. And that's why I can never understand how people don't want to live their life as best as they can, man. I just don't get that. Your afterlife is going to be way much different than this life, And, I mean, the devil, man, he thrives. The devil thrives off being able to continue cycles in life. And that's what we do. We just continue cycles. We continue to make people believe that these sins are okay. It's like, partying. I'm going to give you an example. Strip clubs. I mean, we're as leaders, we're supposed to lead to God. We're supposed to lead our women and children to heaven, man. But it's like, when you got men who, they always going to strip clubs and stuff like that. And I'm not bashing anybody who does it, but I'm just saying, not even just going, when it's like glorified, then you like, women think that's what men like, so I'm gonna do that's what they like. I'm gonna do that. And you got girls, junior high school twerk videos, stuff like that. And they don't understand that men might like that, but they don't understand how it's liked. They don't understand that He doesn't view you as that wonderful woman. He views you in a different light. He views you as So I don't think people mostly realize, that. And there might be a man who sees something in you that another guy doesn't. I believe every woman is wonderful. I believe, it's just a decision that has to be made. It's a lot of females, man, I be like, man, she don't understand how, wonderful she is, because she's so just stuck on this, or she just don't get it, but it is what it is. Another thing I want to talk about, man, is parenting. I've talked about parenting, but Okay. I think this is gonna go to the men and the women when it comes to taking responsibility for having a child. Men, when you have a child and you don't respect the mother of the child, it's a very huge example. I'm gonna tell you why. You have a son, you're gonna teach your son that you don't have to value women. I don't even value your mother. So, and then your son, what will make it worse? Now, this one of women comes into play. What makes it worse is if the woman, if she's allowed that to happen. And a lot of times, I don't think women understand that you dealing with a certain guy, when you have a child by him, automatically your kids are going to be like, my mama really didn't value herself because she had a child with my dad. So it instills in their brain, man, women ain't, they don't really, man, these women ain't nothing. Because you are the primary example to him for women. You are. And it's going to instill in him that I don't have to respect no woman. My mama didn't even respect herself. My dad don't respect my mama. Ain't no good girls out here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that every guy is like grow up like that, but I'm just saying, these are big issues of why things go on the way they do. When you have a child and then the man he's not there, and it instills into this is what I don't think men and women understand is, yes, men, it instills into when a man runs off, it instills into a guy, a lot of times that, I don't have to deal with it if she gets pregnant. I can just leave. You see what I'm saying? And if you're a single mother and you raise him, and if you're bitter towards the father, it's not gonna be a good look. I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna be a good look. And especially if you have a daughter, it's not gonna be, because you're gonna teach her to be that way. Let's be bitter towards men. Men ain't no good. And we teach women that men are no good. We don't just teach women, we teach men that too. And we teach them to be that way. And I'm gonna tell you why. Most movies, every time you turn on movies, most of the time when things are imaged of cheating, it's always the man. Most of the time, if you watch man as a kid, boy, they had me thinking, oh man, men they didn't have me thinking that. But I'm just saying, as a kid, they have you thinking, man, men just they don't want to cheat. Women don't cheat, men, men. And we instill to them that that's what a real man is. And I'm gonna tell you another way that instills that is when a girl, when she gets in high school, she meet that guy, or junior high, whatever, she meets that guy. He's nice to her. He talks to her well. He respects her. He's not trying to get her body. She's gonna look at him and say, he's just a friend. He ain't no real man. Because what I've been taught as a real men don't respect women. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because they'll still get with the guy that don't respect women and then complain about it. Because this is what the cycle is. We're taught to get with a no good dude and complain about it. Let's play victim all our life. As a woman, let's play victim all our life. Let's never take responsibility for not wanting to be with the other guy. It's just crazy. Like, I've never understood when you see women that they say certain men, oh, he really ain't a real man. You know what I'm saying? He too lame. Like, he nice. And I always think to myself, I wonder if Jesus Christ approached her, would she like him? I always thought, if Jesus and the devil approached a woman, who would she pick? You got women out here who say, oh, you're too good for me. They'll say that to a guy. What? He too good for you. So if Jesus and the devil approach you, who you gonna pick? Because who better than Jesus? Who you gonna pick? I never understood that. You should believe in yourself more than that. You should think you're wonderful. I never understood that. And a lot of times we instill in kids that, as a young age, you're supposed to have fun and do certain things. And a lot of times, you have women who they do that. A lot of times, I don't think women understand it's going to be different for you than it is as far as a man, but it might not be too much different. But a woman can I'm telling you, if a woman sleeps around at a young age, and then she gets to her, her mid-20s, close and getting her 30s, mid-30s and stuff like that, and she's still alone, like, after all that has went away, she's going to start being like, my timeline's clicking. Now my time ticking. Now I need to find somebody to marry. I can't, like, do this anymore. I got to find somebody to marry now, And it's just like, man, like, and then she's laying alone at night, every night. Now she's laying alone. And now she's hurting. And then that's when a lot of times regret sets in. I shouldn't have did that as a child. I mean, it's these examples, man. Like, I don't know where people got to believing that at a certain age you're not supposed to get married. Or, when you're young, you're not supposed to want to be with one person. Because that's our ultimate goal, man. If we started a cycle of, I'm telling you, we started a cycle of understanding that let's have a no tolerance thing for sin. Like, we have things where we take kids to party, everybody are getting drunk, kids that, this is what fun is. And you instilling in them, it's not wrong to abuse your body, you're instilling that in them. And that's why when people grow up, what's the first thing they know as partying is drinking and doing this, And then it's not, I mean, you could be a parent, you could be totally opposite of that. But it's other people, teach their kids that, and then your kids friends with them at school, and then they go, but I ultimately believe as a parent, your kids will most likely look up to you, But I mean, I know it's possible that no matter how you raise your child, they can turn out to be totally different. People always like to say how they was raised, and that's the way the reason they are the way they are, man. Look, no, it's not. You are who you are because you chose to be this way, It's just, man, our example, man, it means a lot. It means a lot, man. It means so much. We don't get it though. We don't get it. We just don't get it. I don't know, man. I just don't see how we accept mediocrity, man. Especially in the United States, bro. We accept sin. We get reward for sin. Like, it's just like, it's just certain things. But the crazy thing about it is people always like to say stuff like, you can't judge me, or, everybody's saying, so don't judge people who sin differently. But people do it all the time. If somebody commits a sin that you don't like, you bash them. And that's another thing. We teach kids to be spiteful. If somebody do something to you, you do it back. Or somebody do something to you, you do this. We teach kids to be spiteful. Oh my goodness, man, that's one of the worst things you can be. Because a lot of things that go wrong is off of spite. We understand that we're supposed to forgive. We don't preach that people gonna do stuff to you. It might hurt you. Understand that, they might not know what they did, or they might do, but you should forgive them because it's the right thing to do. It's good for you. You're going to have peace. We don't instill our kids to grow up to be peaceful. We instill our kids to grow up to be angry, because that's what we are. We're angry. We instill for our kids to grow up to be racist. We'll say stuff like, oh, it's okay to prefer a certain race. Or we instill in our kids, I ain't dating that. I ain't dating this. The world is so jacked up, man. But I think the best thing about it is, God, He made it this. He didn't make it this way, but He allowed it to be this way, man. It's just a huge test. Like, man, everything that happens, I realize, man, it's just a huge test. No matter what I agree with or disagree with, rules laws, things that happens. You're not supposed to conform to the way of the world. And it's a lot of things, man, that I just be like, man, I just don't agree with that. But I never show hate because it wouldn't be the right thing to do. Because my example, the best thing to do is to try to set the example of what we're supposed to do. We set mediocrity, man. We really need to start taking responsibility for things that we do. We need to set examples for everyone, not just children, for everyone. Start setting good examples. Stop accepting mediocrity. Stop thinking it's okay to have flaws and not want to make them right. People in the world, like, we just look at life like, oh, I got flaws. You're supposed to accept it. If you're going to be me, you got to accept it. I don't. You should want to fix it out of love for me or out of not being selfish. You should want to fix it. We just set examples, man. That sin it's okay. It's a lot of things okay to do. And that's why, like, man, the world has changed so much. And we just don't take responsibility for a lot of stuff, man. I see a lot of people, they post stuff, man, about God, and then they do something, and then I'll be like, oh my goodness, I thought you said you believed in God, and you're gonna praise this. I just don't get it. You're gonna praise what you want to praise, or you're not gonna praise you're not gonna praise everything about him? I don't get it. I don't get it, man. But, biggest test in life is life. The biggest test in life is life. And, you're working, and no one can judge you to where you're going to go out of heaven or hell. But I think we should set examples to try to get our kids to heaven and not be so selfish and believing that we can do what we want to do. And if they fall victim of all the peer pressure or all the ways of the world or the sins, that's not your fault. Let's not be selfish. Let's try to make them better people. Don't encourage wrong, but encourage good. I'm just doing a lot of jibber jabbering, but that's it, man. If anybody got anything else they want to say, that's whatever. But I'm out.